so today I got to see the new Mel Gibson film, Hacksaw Ridge, and I was a little bit hesitant to see it because it is very, very violent, and it's always a little bit of a hard decision for me with violent films, whether I'm going to see them or not. I kind of weigh how good they sound, if they feel like something that will be important, something that I'll learn something from, be inspired by, because I do think that war is a little bit different than other kinds of violence, what can be more gratuitous and more for fun, and you know, something like Deadpool is not as like important, sort of historical, and I'm not going to learn as much. I might be entertained, but I'm not going to learn as much as something like Glory or Saving Private Ryan or something like that. So I really debated. I kind of recently had debated about seeing Birth of a Nation. I decided not to see that because it didn't sound like it was worth it from the different people that I knew that had seen it. And I decided to see Hacksaw Ridge because I really felt like it would be something inspirational. And I was right. The interesting thing about this film is that if you can get past, if you can absorb the violence, which is strong, it's actually kind of a faith-based film. It's really inspirational, but it's done very well. It's a faith-based film done very well. And it's about this guy named Desmond, true story, named Desmond during World War II, and he has had these experiences in his life which has caused him to be a pacifist and to not want to touch a gun, hold a gun, and you find out why in the movie, why he has had these experiences, why he's brought him to this place. He's also a Seventh-day Adventist, and so that's also part of it, but not completely. Like, this is his own standard. You see his brother goes off to war. He's going to be fighting the traditional way. So it's not a kind of lock and step sort of thing with his religion. Well, he decides that he wants to go help anyway, and he thinks that he can go and be a medic for the army and never touch a gun. Of course, once he gets there, it's a great conflict because the sergeants and everything like that are kind of understandably really frustrated and concerned and everything like that this guy wants to go out and without a gun in the middle of a war. And so the first half of the movie is kind of him dealing with this. He gets court-martialed, he deals with this antagonism to his goal to be able to go out there and be a medic for these troops. So then we actually get over to Japan, and the second half of the movie is just extended battle scenes, and it is intense, and it is brutal, and it's hard to watch, and shame on the people that brought their children to the screening. There was a little girl after the screening that was sobbing, and I don't understand why people bring their little kids to rated R, hard rated R films like this. So frustrating, but it is hard to take. It is I closed my eyes for a couple parts because it is tough. There's no doubt about it, and you'll have to decide for yourself whether you can deal with it, whether you feel it is worth it. That'll be up to everybody's decision. But I felt like you really felt like you were there with them. It felt visceral, it felt real, it felt kind of earthy, and it kind of reminded me in a weird way of American Sniper, where American Sniper was much more sort of slow, and you were kind of, it's a totally different kind of war. It was way less intense. It was more like house to house, but I still felt like I was sort of down there with the soldiers. I felt like I was sort of living it with them, and that's how I felt with this as well. I felt like I was down there with them. I felt like I was living it with them, and that was so good. And I also felt like all of the guys had really good chemistry. They're really funny together, you know, in the lighter moments, and then in the tougher moments, you feel that kinship, feel that friendship. I felt like the people responded to Desmond in his weird resolution, you know, to not use a gun. I felt like they responded to him in believable ways, and that I think they actually would respond to him in that way. And I felt that Teresa Palmer was really good as Desmond's wife and love interest in the story. Like, she was strong. All the acting is really good. Vince Vaughn is really great as a drill sergeant. Sam Worthington's in there. He's good. Andrew Garfield, of course, is really good. If I was going to nitpick a little bit, it's just that I felt like his accent did kind of go in and out, was a little cheesy. But other than that, he was great. I really liked him in the role. And I was just really, really intense, and you left sad, definitely, because thinking about all this loss and all this sadness, but I left feeling inspired more than sad. You know, this thing that Desmond had done. And, you know, there's been a lot of things lately that have left me feeling kind of discouraged, you know, that people are willing to sort of sell out their principles and compromise when I don't think that they really should. And this was somebody who, there was a lot of good reasons for him to compromise and just hold the gun. He doesn't have to fire it, you know, he doesn't have to, but no, he was not going to compromise. He was not going to give in, even if it sent him to prison. And I thought that was really, in this day and age, in what we're experiencing right now, that was so refreshing and inspirational to me. And so it was one of my favorite movies of the year. It's my second favorite so far. I thought it was just excellent, moving, absorbing. I think Mel Gibson did a great job. The cinematography, the battle scenes are so intense, so insane, very violent, definitely not for everybody, but if you can handle it, I think it's worth seeing. Music is by Rupert Gregson Williams and was really good as well. So all of those things I think make it one of the best of the year. And so if you get a chance to see it, let me know what you think. Do you like it as much as me? Did you feel inspired by it? I'd love to hear. And thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you later. Bye.